Hey, hi guys, I'm Preeta Balakrishnan again and continuing with my series of women power and digital entrepreneurship. Let me quickly introduce myself to you. I am a women's independence coach and my vision is to help 100,000 women become self-reliant, and I'm doing the series of interviews with people from all walks of life. There are three interviews that I've already done. Today, whom I'm going to interview is basically N. Krishna Rao, he was in the executive alumnus of IIM Lucknow and also in Indian Air Force. Okay, so let me try to add him there so that live streaming, and then I can introduce you to him. Again, I'm very privileged to interview him because good afternoon, Mr. Krishna Rao. How are you doing? And thank you so much
Yeah,
for
hello, ma'am.
being here.
Yeah, very good afternoon
Yes.
to you. Thank you so much for inviting me live. And heartiest congratulations to you for have chosen a very bold objective of making 1 lakh women, 100,000 women independent entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna. This is really close to my heart, basically based on all the experiences that I've gone through as a woman, and I feel all women can connect to that. So thank you again. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation, and I just told it to you once, and even before I finished the sentence, you agreed, and that's the kind of gentleman-like nature that I see in you. And I think with all the experience that you have, I'm sure this topic will get even more enhanced. So all those people who are viewing, so the topic continues. It is women power in digital entrepreneurship. I mean, given the situation that we are in, Mr. Krishna Rao, I mean, who really thought that, we would be in this COVID scenario where all of us would be locked down for 30 days? I mean, all those people, I mean, today my daughters teachers, who do not know anything about technology, are actually taking classes for her online, and I can see that they are struggling, connecting to Zoom. I can see that they're struggling in terms of understanding of how it needs to be done, but somehow these classes are happening. So whether it is a grandfather today, or whether it is a teacher today, or a coach or a yoga instructor, or anyone who's or even in sales, like probably you are today in sales, in some sense, people have to go online. So given that, so it's like sort of become a forced thing. Don't you agree? That we all have to, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the COVID-19 situation has set a new normal, as everyone discusses. And
Yes.
hitherto unknown way, the IT platform, the digital space is being utilized for everything and anything.
Yes. So exactly. So I mean, given that, and the topic of women power and digital entrepreneurship, let me first introduce you to everyone. Of course, I can. There are certain points that you gave. So Mr. Krishna Rao basically wants to explore growth opportunities and to be a really great service to the society. And he's today a solopreneur and consultant for Quasco Consulting India Private Limited. He's an executive alumnus of IIM Alumni and also has been in the Indian Air Force. And I can connect with it because I'm also from the army background. My father is a retired army officer. So in that sense, we would actually have some discussions, and that's how I got to know Mr. Krishna Rao a little probably better than others. So thank you, Mr. Krishna Rao. So let me move to the first question. Yeah. The first question being, Mr. Krishna Rao, apart from me knowing you, how do you think this topic is really important for you as an individual? Do you think the women power and digital entrepreneurship has any value, or how do you think, why is it important for you?
Well, this digital space these days is very relevant, and it is very vital to every one of us. Leave apart the women aside, but it's for every one of us, right from a student of class 5, 6 to anyone, any entrepreneur, any businessman or woman. Okay, so it has importance, and it has become very relevant today. So we can't,
Yes.
yeah. So
Sure.
that's
So
how
no,
I mean,
the
I
whole.
say for everyone, this platform is very, very important. The sooner we get hang of this, the better it is. Even I am digitally handicapped. I'm not. I'm thanks to this invite of yours that I've come live on Insta video, and I'm harnessing
Mhm.
this potential of Instagram. Else, I'm also digitally handicapped, I must say.
Sure, sure, sure. No, so I wanted to bring the angle of women. I mean, because I am a women's independence
Yeah,
coach, and there's a reason
yeah,
why I'm doing this. And it's
exactly.
really connected to my vision of making 100,000 women become self-reliant. Because, you know, let me give you certain data points. One data point is India in women entrepreneurship, right? We are actually third from the bottom after Pakistan and Bangladesh in terms of women taking that step of becoming an entrepreneur. Number one. Number two is in the corporate world, if you look at it, there are only 0.2% of the women population. I mean, 0.2% who are women at the leadership level. So whether it is chief executive roles that you're talking about, till the managerial level, you will have a lot of women. And after that, suddenly you see that they all disappear. You know, and there is a lot of effort that the leadership is also trying to do to promote women. The gap is reduced. I mean, earlier it was 29%, now it is 44%. Still, you know, leaders are trying to promote more women than men, you know, as opposed to earlier. But still, there is a lot of gap. So, where do you think there is a real, what is the real problem? Where do you think is the real problem?
So the issue has its
Why
own
don't we?
challenges.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, the issue has its own challenges, right? From, predominantly it comes from a cultural perspective also. In the Indian
mm-hmm,
culture, subcontinental culture,
mm-hmm,
women predominantly had the role, inside the four walls of the home as a homemaker. And over the years,
right.
last 20, 30 years, this has evolved. Women have come out and they have pursued their careers very well. Leaving aside the digital part of it, otherwise, I have seen many women doing fantastically well at the highest levels in the as self-employed. Say doctors, say lawyers,
Mm-hmm,
even in the armed forces. Past 20 years that I have served in the Indian Air Force, I have seen increasingly the number of women officers joining the armed forces. The armed forces have
exactly.
opened their vistas to the combat. Hitherto they were in the support branches. Now the armed forces have opened up for the combat roles also. So first of all, I feel
Correct. Yeah.
it starts with the self. The women should have
Mm-hmm,
a lot of passion and drive, and what is
mm-hmm.
limiting them perhaps is their role at the home. Okay, so that is where is
Okay.
the biggest challenge lies. They have to satisfy, they have to balance between the home and the office. That is where
Mm-hmm,
probably most of the enterprising women who are most capable of handling these leadership positions, they probably
mm-hmm,
have to sacrifice their career, compromise at some level, length of their service, that they have to, they revert back to their home and their children. So that is where the challenge lies, and that is what I feel. I mean, what I can say is this is going to change in the next 20, 30 years. That as we evolve, as we progress
mm-hmm,
more, this question is going to change, and there is a lot of institutional support mechanism that is required for women, because every family
mm-hmm.
cares for the being of the children, and women, it's as a mother, it's her most important need to attend to her children and be interested in their well-being. So that is what is the limiting factor, most challenging factor, I think.
Correct, correct. I absolutely agree. So what you're saying is the challenging factor is to be able to take balance work and home, and to be able to take care of the family while you're very
Yeah.
skilled. And
Yeah.
you know how. So according to you, as a man, you know, what do you think, or how do you think you can support, or people like you can support when women are facing such challenges? How do you think,
Uh,
you know, you can
No,
really?
no, definitely as a man, I mean, say supposing no, I must say not as a man, as a spouse. Okay, if we talk about the couple, both working couples, they have to
Yes.
complement each other. We live in a
Mm-hmm,
patriarchal society where you and your wife, I mean, self and my wife, supposing we are working, and though when I
mm-hmm.
come back from office, I wouldn't do anything at office, but I still expect my wife to make a cup of tea, coffee, make the dinner at home. Then it's going to place a ominous, burden on her. So I must understand
Right.
her responsibility. She's equally struggling outside as I do. So I must
Mm.
compliment and give her extend a support at home. That is the basic point. I mean, if you say ask me as a man, that is what I would love to do if my wife is working.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I think that's a very good point. So you're saying one is to gain awareness and to be, conscious of the fact that the woman is also working. So when she comes back home, you will support her probably, if not every day, do a give and take so that she also is not burdened by, doing the domestic kind of a work, right?
I feel it's everyday sharing of responsibilities at home is important to make her less burden and equally focus on her work life.
On her career. Okay. So
Yeah.
moving into, so how do you think the e-learning industry can really help women? I mean, it's a very direct question and you have answered it to a certain degree, but I'd like to bring the angle of women entrepreneurs and women power in digital entrepreneurship. And what could be those top 2 or 3 points, that comes into your mind for this whole e-learning industry? How can it be of a support, and what are your viewpoints on that?
No, it's a great platform for the women to enter into and to flourish. Okay, because see, being home, you can exploit this digital platform and can run your say career or your entrepreneurship, your business, your sales, whatever. Okay, but what I say is that for women to find success in this digital platform, they need to have a niche area. They should develop expertise, subject matter expertise, either in their say any kind of business or learning platforms or delivery platforms. So that expertise is important. Once you have a niche area for yourself, you can exploit this digital medium like anything, and you can flourish. You can reach. I mean, traditional you have a reach to a limited extent, but when you go on digital platform, the globe is your your reach.
The customers are out there, and the universe is your customers, right? Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So again, going back to the role of a man, and there are so many instances that we get to hear. How do you think a boy should be brought up? I'm not sure whether what are some of the important elements that you would say as a father to your son, because there are a lot of things that are told to a daughter when a daughter is growing up. Like I have gone through it, my daughter goes through it today, and there are things. So I am not trying to be a feminist, but I'm saying, what are those 1 or 2 things that you will say to your son as a father, keeping the flourishing of women in their careers? I hope you got my question, or it's too long.
You have hit at the very, very right point, at the heart or core of the point. Okay, and to a large extent, this crux lies there. Okay, how we bring up children, not only at our home, largely in the society, in the schools, right from the KG standard onwards, this gender bias has to go. When I studied in the school, the situation was different. When I was brought up by I had a single parent, my mother, father was not there. But there was definitely a conscious, there was a difference how my sister was treated and how I was treated. So when it came to the next generation, my children, my daughter, my son, we have absolutely no differences. My wife supports a lot in this case. The boy and the girl have to be at par. There is no distinction that a boy can do this and a girl cannot do this. There is no such bias at my home. We don't practice it. Fortunately, my children at a very tender age, like when my daughter was in class 6 and my son was in class 3, they studied in a Japanese school for a year. I was there for official assignment for a year in Japan, and they studied there. So largely this conscious, in the conscious mind, the difference of a boy and a girl is not there in my children. And what I have seen present day school system, how the boys and girls mingle and move out, what I have seen from the experience of my children, etc., that bias has greatly reduced, but there is still a lot to come out this fashion. And once this reduces, yes, would definitely come forward, and they would flourish in their careers in the industry.
Yes, it is a while you're very rightly saying, like you talked about, women coming in the armed forces, and there are always goosebumps for me when I hear such things, because I wanted to be there, sometime in my teenagers. Of course, it never happened, but when you look at these kind of stories, you definitely, people get inspired. But still, there is a gap. Still, there is a lot of gap in terms of either the percentage or the number of women that you see in leadership roles. And so therefore, I mean, what would be some of those top 3 actions that a woman needs to take, and if you look at a woman's personality, the way they are brought up and all of that we've discussed, right? What are those actions that a woman needs to take for her to be more visible, or to take that step from her side?
No, it's more than the woman. Woman, of course, has to, I mean, take a lot of action from her side, but she has to find support, no, for the children, for the family. We have largely, increasingly, we are finding nuclear families. We don't have support
Yes.
system at home. So when the wife and the husband, both of them have to go out for their work or the business, who would attend to their children, who would mentor their children,
Correct.
who would look after them? That's the biggest challenge for the families, nuclear families. Okay, so it is more than the women. The institutions, like these days, past say few years, I have noticed, if you have to put children in the creche earlier, you need to find a creche. You may not find one in your neighborhood. You may have to go long distance to drop your children at a good creche. Okay. Nowadays, the multinational companies have come forward. They are giving complete ecosystem for caring your children. They have opened a creche. They have opened a lot of other things to make the workplace more conducive for the women contribute with complete focus, not being concerned about the well-being of the children, etc., etc. So more such mechanism, institutional mechanism is required to lend support to the women. Of course, I mean, and then they flourish. Sky is the limit. They can break the ceiling, and sky is the limit.
Yes.
So it is more than the
totally
women. It is the institutional support they need to find, and it is coming up in the years to come. I am very sanguine. I am very hopeful that such systems would come up, would take shape. Not only multinationals, even our own industry, home industry, like whether it is in manufacturing or the digital this thing, or the IT sector, these are coming up, and it will lend great support to the women. They flourish.
Definitely, I agree. So in fact, there are policies, whether it is Accenture or whether it is Deloitte. I mean, some of the companies, latest companies, IT industry, where they've increased the term in terms of even the maternity, from 3 to 6 months. That's the latest thing that Accenture has done. And there are a lot of, flexible work options that are coming up. I totally, I'm with you on that in terms of the MNCs doing this. While we are talking about the MNCs and the policies there are getting built, one aspect that you see is, I'm not sure if you have had the situation in the past, but say in an interview situation where a woman is trying to get back to work, there are discussions happening about pay, and there is a gap, like say, that has happened in a woman's career, and you're going back, trying to negotiate. And so what should be the kind of narrative that needs to be there at the leaders, from the leaders side, when a woman is trying to tell you that, okay, give me the salary that I was trying to earn when I left a job. Okay, so what is typically what happens is, the answer that you get back is, whatever it is, at this point of time, there is a gap. So if there is a gap, you will not get the salary that you actually were earning when you left because of maternity or whatever it is in your back, right? So what is how conscious should be in the narrative, or the kind of questions that you ask? What do you think, what should be the role of a woman, and even at the leadership level, in making the woman feel comfortable, either in an interview scenario, is one, and second thing is, when you take that step of entrepreneurship, that is of course at your own level, at a woman's level, that you need to make those decisions, because there is a data point that there is no financial support given for any woman entrepreneur. Of course, today, all the entrepreneurship journey that a woman starts off is self-financed, and most of the women are actually, whoever has started off business are from disadvantaged communities. And this is the reality in India. You know, so given all of this, I think I've asked two questions. One is at the corporate level, another is at the entrepreneurship level. How do you aid the process? What are your thoughts on this? So that the women take
So,
more
as far as
steps.
corporate is concerned, see, every corporate, we must accept the fact that they are more concerned about the bottom line. Yes. Okay. Having said that, the leadership must, yes, definitely help the woman employee during their natural breaks. As you said, it's a welcome step that from 3 months, the maternity leave has been extended to 6 months time. That's quite realistic. Okay. And yesterday I was listening to the other lady whom you interviewed, Miss Mawa, I think.
Yes,
She was saying,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So she was saying it's a very valid point. I must appreciate her for that point. The women also
Right.
see there is some period where she cannot, because of the natural break, she may not cope up to lend any support even while at home. Maybe in the first 3 to 4 months or 5 months. Thereafter, whatever way she can contribute, she should be relevant to the company. She should be continuously upgrading her professional skills. During this break time,
Yes.
she should not be left behind in her career progression. So she must be given some kind of opportunity by the company. It could be pro bono, but at least even if the pay is lost, she doesn't lose touch with her profession or with her currency to her profession. Yes. So as far as corporate is concerned, this is what I can say. And I'm sure lots of companies are extending adequate support to the women employees in this regard, accepting the fact that yes, their services are not being taken for a longer time, thereby giving a break to them. So that could be bridged. That some kind of support system can evolve in that. There is a void that needs to be bridged. Yes, I agree to that. Second point, when it comes to entrepreneurship, a support system for the entrepreneurship, women entrepreneurship. Right now, I've not got any data points to that, but I'm quite sure that for women entrepreneurs, a lot of support system in terms of financing for their business models is available from the public sector banks and the non-banking.
The government is coming up with a lot of schemes. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, lots of schemes, lots of schemes. It is only that we need to exploit those and find support from there. So I don't have exact points in this regard.
Right. Yeah. So that in fact brings me to the point that there has to be awareness generated in this area, because not all of them are also aware that there are these schemes available, and you know that you can go and tap the schemes that the government. In fact, Modi's government has provided certain schemes. That
there are lots
women
of schemes, but one is that you should have a sound business idea and a business model before you approach for any financing. So that homework has to be done 100%. If you do your homework well, if you have a sound business idea and a business model, it's not difficult to find financing is okay. You can get it. That's what I believe.
Sure. So, Mr. Krishna, now let me ask you, your journey in terms of your own mindset, right? I mean, in the sense, I'm sure you would have gone through your own ups and downs in terms of how you view a woman. You have a woman in your life, and you've been brought up in a particular way. So how can you give us, I'm just like sort of digging into your own mind, and if you can share with us, how have you shifted your thought process from what it used to be earlier to what it is today in terms of, either supporting women or giving them that one step or giving them the control when it is required at times? How is your mind shift or happened in any way, if it has?
Largely what I have seen post my graduation in 1993, I have joined Indian Air Force and I served for 23 years. I served in the Indian Air Force till last January. So by and large, what I have seen is the society that was confined to the Air Force environment or the Armed Forces environment. Okay. So my comment naturally come out of with that background, with that landscape. So what I have seen, there is a great support system that is existing. I can say that's existing in the armed forces, and where I have found the couples who where the lady is an officer in the Indian Air Force and the gentleman also is serving in the Indian Air Force. I have seen such couples, and there is the the officer used to support the lady will support the family, and they also have a support system from the neighborhood. So it's a
Okay.
fantastic system, and I have no
Mm-hmm.
doubt that in the past 20 years or 15, 20 years that I have seen very little outside, but much of it from the services background, the women are being encouraged. The women are being encouraged. One income these days, with the kind of inflation, the kind of the expenses that you need to meet in your life, both wife and husband purpose in the cities, metro cities, especially Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, etc. So people,
Mm-hmm.
both wife and husband, it has become a necessity to work. It's not for luxury.
Right.
It's a kind of a decent standard of living. Both have to put in their efforts, work, and then earn money to live a comfort. If you're working, both of you. And it is but
Yes.
natural for the husband to understand the role of the woman. She is also equally contributing for a better lifestyle, and it is better that that system I found both of them are complementing each other, supporting well both inside and outside the house. So probably that is one
Okay.
reason for the hotel industry also to flourish. You will find these days lots of couples going out and dining during dinner time, because perhaps that is to reduce the burden on the woman, coming back from office and cooking at home.
Yeah, sure, sure. So, being in an
I hope
armed
I
force,
answered your question, Prita. I hope I answered your question.
no, no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're basically saying is you come from that background, you already seen it, and you feel, it already exists, and somehow that has got inculcated in your own space. So you see it happening, and it's only growing. I mean, if that is the summary of what you said, right? I
Yeah,
had one
largely
more
armed forces
question.
I have seen, and very little of the outside world I have seen. But whatever little I have seen outside, I found the wife and husband both supporting each other well.
Right, right. Okay,
Yeah.
so Mr. Krishna, I also had a question in terms of, your since you come from the armed force background,
Yeah.
there is a lot of strength that you carry in terms of, the physical, mental, spiritual, and lot of it's really a tough journey that people in the armed forces or go through, because I know it. I am also from that upbringing,
Yeah.
and when you are exposed to the so-called civilian world, you realize that it is really different. In fact, when I got married, and when I know how different it is, in this world as opposed to that world, and actually they're two different worlds in some sense. That's my experience.
Mm.
Now, given
Mm.
that strength that you come from, right, because you've gone through all the churning that is there, what do you
Yeah.
think is that one step that you will take as a leader? Because you're talking about a community building that is there is a support system that exists, you see couples that are there, and that's happening very naturally in that setup, because that's how that
Yeah.
system is built, right? now
Yeah.
now that you're out of that world, what do you think you can take from there and actually implement as a leader, in your own circle, and probably even in a digital kind of a setup, supporting everyone and women? What is that one step that you can do? Because you come from the armed forces, and I give it totally for you for that.
I don't know. I mean, if you ask me what is that one step that I can do, I would love to see more women being achieving financial freedom. That's how I wholeheartedly welcome your. I accepted. That's one reason that I accepted your this Instagram live, because you're doing so
Hmm.
much for the women independence and women digital entrepreneurship. Okay, so I'm
Okay.
okay. Personally, I'm at loss to understand what is it singularly I can do. I mean, it is so difficult a question. It's a tough ask. But as you say, no, these armed forces and civil world, I don't see them as two different. They're two different worlds, of course. But I don't see one is great,
Mhm.
one is less or something. They both are
No, no, no. Correct.
different.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. They don't. They're just two different unique worlds. They're
They're two
each of them
different.
have their
Yes.
own this thing. Even in
Yes.
the 1 year that I've spent outside, I find a great support system existing. Yes, you need to find where that support system exists. That's all. This thing. And what is that one thing? Even I would love to. I am a business owner with Enagic India Private Limited, and it is also giving lots
Okay.
of opportunities for the women to become entrepreneurs with a low cost investment. And yes, you need to put in time, efforts, etc. So even I
Okay.
am open to to giving opportunities for the women. I'm a distributor for the NRP Kangen Water. It's a home-based
Okay.
business. Home-based business. It's
Mm.
a kind of referral marketing kind of a thing, but it's a fantastic opportunity. Even I am looking forward to opening up this opportunity as a distributor for the women entrepreneurs, and I would love to take women into my fold into this business. If anyone is, I mean, yes, I already have two women in my team. I must tell you, that in my team, I already have two women, and I am trying to enroll more of them. I am open to training, mentoring, coaching them to develop the skills so that they can be effective in terms of this referral marketing. No, it's my responsibility. I have taken it as my responsibility. And in the next 1 year, at least my aim is to reach to creating 1,000 business owners, especially post-COVID situation. Many people, both irrespective of the gender, both men and women, would have suffered, would have lost their jobs, especially in the unorganized sector. IT is a little secure these days. IT, maybe the pharma also is now this thing, but in the real estate and other segment, there could be some job losses. So I am definitely to enrolling women into my business and coach, mentor them, and see that they achieve success. So that's my vision also. So
Okay,
if you
so
ask
that
me,
is one thing.
that's what I can do. Yeah.
Sure, sir. So I am also wanting to ask you one question on the challenges that women face. You know, this is, of course, I'm going to be talking about the digital challenges. There is sometimes cyber stalking that happens, or there are, you know, unto-do sort of comments that might come in, which is not expected. Of course, this is something that you anyway face, whether you are in an external world or in a digital world. We've somehow known how to deal with this all our lives. But as a woman entrepreneur, when you're there in the digital space and when this is happening, what do you think, according to your view, what are the steps that a women digital entrepreneur should do?
This is great question, Preeta. I think the more you are conversant with your own niche area and the more you want to exploit the digital platform, equally, women should be more aware of the pitfalls or loopholes in the system, how they can be, there is real dark threat, I would say. Okay, threat looming, you know, somebody stalking you on the internet, giving you unwanted comments, things like that. Okay, but you should be familiar with the India. There is a Indian IT Act 2000, and with amendments 2006, 2008, there are some IT sections 66, 64, 65. So there are lots of. I mean, we have legal remedies for this. You should be aware of this legal remedies that are open to you. And if you feel you are threatened by such intrusions into your privacy, or somebody doing some harm by words or by deeds on the digital platform, you can certainly find exploit these legal remedies that are available to you, and you can fight it out. You can lodge. There are special women cells available in the police stations. No, I stay in Gachibowli, very right next a kilometer away is a Gachibowli women's police station is there. Okay, so there are special cyber crime cells are there with the police commissionerate, both anywhere. I'm talking of Cyberabad, Hyderabad, Rachakonda, etc. But every state has a police mechanism, and a cyber crime cells are there. Cyber crime commissionerates are there. So please feel free. I would urge all women who feel their unwelcome steps, or somebody is doing something unwelcome on the digital this thing, they must take a record of it and approach these institutions for finding support. Definitely, I have no doubt to say that they will find support. They will find support. Police would be more than.
This is a very, very useful information that you have given, Mr. Krishna, because we know that cyber laws exist, but there is always this confusing aspect of it, especially related to cyber laws. You know, even the general laws that exist today, people exploit the system, right? So when it comes to cyber laws, people have a wide thing out there, and so there is every chance that this, the lacunae is seen and people just exploit it. But it's very relevant point that you've made, that if you are aware and if you are into the space, you have to know more about it and take steps accordingly. That's how I would summarize what you said. Yeah.
I would also add another point here. There are some women's organizations. Every state has a women's commission also, and there are some NGOs also who are lending support to the women. So we should be. I mean, once you are opening up yourself as an entrepreneur on the digital platform or otherwise also, you are opening yourself to such kind of some threats as well. Okay, not everyone might be facing, but you should be aware of what kind of this thing. Yeah, at the first instance itself, you should be guarding yourself against these threats, and you should know what kind of mechanisms or institutional support that is available to you. Okay, so once you are
the legal support that you're talking
absolutely about. So one is the police mechanism, second is the non-governmental organizations and the state women's commission. There are some advocates who are giving these NGO support services. So if you are aware, see, forearmed is for this thing you say, no, something like that. So if the more you're prepared, the less threatened you feel. That's what I feel. So awareness is important.
That's a
clarity.
Very, very valid point. Very, very valid point, Mr. Krishna. And I think all those people who are viewing this, and including for me, this is something that we should take as the first action as women entrepreneurs, whether and more so in the digital world, because things there are not very clear at the policy level or at the cyber laws level. I think there are a lot of documents that are there, but things are not clear at all. So we should take at least one or two actions around the legal aspect of it, so that we can, take those steps. Sure, great. So I think we've had some great discussions. Let me also, if you have any other views around this topic, you can tell me probably one top view. And after that, it is time for you to ask me one question, and then we will close on a lighter note, Mr. Krishna. Any other view? Yeah, sure.
No, I think this is a very relevant topic that you have brought in, and it's a good service that you're doing, that through Instagram, generating awareness about digital entrepreneurship. And this is one platform, women who are capable of, who have this potential or the niche areas. Like I find lots of women doing home-based business, whether it is selling a boutique, running a boutique. Okay. So they're doing this digital promotions through WhatsApp status and sharing their photographs, etc. The new stock, whenever it is arrives, on the Instagram, WhatsApp status, and probably they have their own niche customers as well. So this is one example I said. And the learning platform, if somebody is very good at delivering content, for as a teaching modules, okay, this is again a great platform to reach out to many masses. Okay, so you need to develop that expertise, that niche area, and also the platform, how it can be exploited. If you are good at these two, and there are people like you who are giving a support hand, okay, who are generating awareness, and the way probably that I know little of you and how you struggled past 1 year to come to this level is a great example for the women. Okay, whoever is watching, and so they take a leap out of this. And first and foremost, I say it's focus, which is most important for the women, because they have lots and lots of responsibilities. So they need to set their priorities right, because the woman has the natural break, maternity, lactation period, caring for the children, say at least up to 4 or 5 years, till the children come off this thing. Whether they have an ecosystem of family, in-laws, parents supporting them at home, that's a great boon if at all they have. Okay, or finding a good literate support system in terms of a domestic help. Okay, so and then that is one, and then that is where they need to prioritize their this thing. If they still want to pursue their career, then they need to be laser focused. We have come across this term called laser focus. So they should have a laser focus career, and and consistent effort. Success comes not through occasional efforts. No, you have an idea, you do something, and then you leave it at it. And then after 2-3 months, if you want to take it up again, you will again go back to the starting point. So you need to set up your priorities and work consistently, so that within 3-4 months time, you will get to a level of success and you get into the flow. You get into the flow, and that's where you take off. Till the time the takeoff point comes, you should persevere, consistently strive, and to remain engaged with your task. You will succeed. So this is one thing that I want to tell women through this platform. It's not difficult.
Sure, sure.
And women,
Yes.
I always, personally, I hold a opinion. This is my personal opinion. Women are always strong. Physically, the gender, I'm not talking of gender, but in terms of anything and everything, they are as good as men. They are more emotionally, their mind somehow works brilliantly. That's what my assessment is. In terms of situation, analysis of situations, coming to arriving at an outcome, etc., they're very fantastic. They've got their naturally endowed, I must say, is my personal belief. Okay. So with all those qualities, inherent qualities, it's all, it's like goddess Durga or Saraswati, Lakshmi. There are so many goddesses by women because they are omnipotent. That's what I feel. So you just have to explore the inner strength, inner strength, and then drive yourself forward for the success. Definitely,
Sure.
the digital platform is a great platform.
So we can become a queen in this platform in some sense because it's all because it's all behind the computer. The whole world is out there, and in fact, I was interviewing few others, and one of the things one of the ladies said is that in the outer world, if some kind of a disturbance that happens, you probably cannot control it as much, but in this world you can actually block people off. And no one can really say anything. So it's just for you to make those choices and have those decisions done and just work towards it. Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna. So one question that you can ask me, and then I will close with a lighter note. Yeah.
No, I have no questions to you, Preeta. Really, I'm just very, very happy that you're doing a fantastic job for yourself and for the fellow women that you support. And whatever little that I can do for your this thing, that's what I readily accepted this without a hitch, because I'm a no guy. I'm very shy of digital platforms and going live on social platforms, etc. But I couldn't say no when you're doing it for the women digital entrepreneurship. Okay, so I have no questions. I just want to wish you the very best of luck to you and the fellow women who want to take up this entrepreneurship in a big way. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for agreeing just like that, just for supporting me. And it was great talking to you. And one last question is, you have a woman in your life, and what is it that you will do for her today to make her happy? Let's close with that note.
No, not Let's today. I'm doing it. She may or may not agree, but let me tell you, not today, for every day, especially during this COVID-19 lockdown period. Okay, I've given full liberty to her. I've reduced. I'm not placing any special demand that you make this kind of food or that kind of food or these snacks, etc. Whatever she decides and serve, that's it. And wherever I can support me and my children, all three of us, I've been extending support. I'm much less, but my children do extend a lot of support to her. We cut down on the number of meals. We're surviving on sometimes salads and fruits also to reduce, because it is she, you, and every other woman at home who are endlessly falling throughout the year. Okay, so it is very difficult to ask me what I have done today to keep us. I would love to do continuously to keep her happy. I mean, this is what I decided, and I always do that. So
sure. Now, I just asked you, what will you do today? It was a very specific question, that what will you do today after this call to make your wife happy? It's very specific.
See, this is one thing I can do is I can enter kitchen and cook the dinner for her. Okay, but she wouldn't allow me to do this.
Okay. Right, sir. Great. So with that, I'm so thankful that this discussion happened. I hope you enjoyed it too. And we're going to be continuing with this series. In fact, I have some surprises, interviews that, planned ahead. It's a 30-day series, and, frankly, I don't even know who are the next in line. But as in when people are coming in, there are few planned already, there are few, in my mind, and I'm trying to make it happen. It's the idea is also that when women look at these videos, they need to get some suggestions, some ideas that they can take from it to implement in their lives. That's the main idea, because what I'm going to do is, this is all going to go into my course. Okay, so they get, so they get an access to people from various walks of life, whether it is an armed force personnel or a referral marketing coach or a doctor. Each one has their own perspectives, in letting them know or letting the she know, as to what are those suggestions that they can take to implement and take those actions in life. That was the idea, and that's how I started this interview series off. So
Okay, I'll
thanks
now
so
pose
much.
you. Yeah, just a moment. I'll want to now pose you a question. Like,
Okay.
are you planning to write a book? Why don't you write a book? This is my question on this subject. So
In
once you are
fact, it is there
interviewing,
in my mind.
yeah,
It is there in my mind. I don't know when I'll do it, but right now I'm extremely busy with this digital challenges that I'm facing. For the past 6 months, I've only been trying to set up systems, put those courses online, do my webinars. So in fact, I've even forgotten that what is the kind of experience I personally have. I've just been so much trying to, get the digital part of it, because every day is like I'm out of my comfort zone. Because
so
I'm
you
not
are
at all comfortable with it.
what I know little of you, Preeta, is that you have had a fantastic journey of 17 to 20 years corporate experience in the HR and trainer,
Yes,
corporate trainer, etc., isn't it? So being
yes.
an
HR, actually. Yeah, facilitation and a coach.
yeah, engineering graduate, you are also an MBA, I suppose, what little somewhere I've
Yes,
read in your profile or elsewhere. And you have
yes,
loads of experience, tons of experience. And now you are exploring this new platform, digital entrepreneurship. Okay.
yes, yes.
So to
Very
dig deeper
rightly said.
inside, you dig deeper inside your own self, you will discover not one book, you will discover 2 volumes of books, more than that, okay. So you can do
Yeah.
that. It will
Sure,
serve as
sure.
an
Thanks. It's there. It's
inspiration
there
for
in the agenda.
yeah. So it's great talking to you and knowing you and answering your questions. I hope I've added little value to this effort of yours. And thank you so much, Preeta. I wish you the very best of luck from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you reach
Thank you so much.
your target audience of 100,000 women in the very soon. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much,
Thank you
Krishna, and
very
all
much.
the best to you too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.